Hey yo, we're live. We're live. And welcome to another video. How meth is killing Europe. It's by Fern. You already know what's going on, man. I feel like this might be kind of sad. Because like meth in 2025 is going crazy. I don't know how still, but like, oof. This is not it, man. Let's go ahead and like the video. Let's get into it, okay? I already liked the video. I just
I
did.
ever had, I was awake for a whole week.
I gave myself an injection, and as soon as I pulled the syringe, my body was already thrilled.
Dang. Just the thought of it.
Sorry.
Oy. Just the thought of it, bro. Dang.
Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's
What country is this? Is this Russia?
I was 14 when meth came into the picture.
I just know that she started at 13, so really, really early.
13? I thought meth killed people really quickly.
Crystal meth is one of the world's most dangerous drugs. It's cheap to produce, extremely addictive, and has serious health consequences.
What is worse, fent or meth? I feel like fent. I heard meth can kill you in one dose, but like people have been dying from fent way more. From what I've seen, at least in recent times. So what's more dangerous?
Few other drugs have such a reputation for ruining lives. Historically, meth use in Europe has been relatively low compared to the US and Asia. European meth used to be concentrated in Czechia, where usage is still highest in Europe. But in recent years, consumption across Europe has risen. Some areas, such as Eastern Germany, are particularly affected. 5 of Europe's 15 highest meth use cities are located there.
Vermute, es ist wie generell im Osten von Deutschland einfach so die meistverbreitetste, härteste Droge.
How did this happen? Why here in particular?
It's the most
And
common
who
hard
is
drug.
profiting from all of this? We traveled to Eastern Germany and spoke with experts and former users. These conversations were originally conducted in German.
Oh yeah, because
For
Fern
this
is
video, we have provided
in Germany,
dubbing and
right?
subtitles. At the same time, we try to understand where this drug comes from, what other areas of Europe are experiencing an increase,
Yeah, you're in Germany,
and what
aren't you?
insidious global
Aren't you,
structures are
Fern?
behind the crystal meth trade.
Dusseldorf. Addicted at 13. Woo.
It's a cold New Year's Eve in a town in Saxony. Dominic comes from a stable family. At this point, he's 14 years old. He's out celebrating with friends. They decide to buy weed from an acquaintance for 80 euros, but the dealer doesn't have any left. Instead, he offers them a choice. They can keep their 80 euros or use it to try something else.
Bruh, nah, that's the craziest move of all time, bro. If you know, like, I don't know, like, how they're, like, okay, what time did you say it was? But, I don't know, he said some people were probably, like, 18 and, like, what year was this? Did you say what year?
Friends. They decide to buy weed from an acquaintance.
Did you say what year it was?
Comes from a stable
Oh, it's
family.
2008. Okay,
At
that
this
makes
point,
sense.
He's 14
That makes
years
sense.
old. He's out celebrating with friends.
Okay, he's 14 in 2008. So plus 10 years is 2018. So he'd be 24 in 2018. Plus 7. 24 plus 7. He'd be 31 now. Okay, so he's a little bit older than me, like a couple years older than me. So we would have been in the same high school years, basically. But like, okay. All right. I think I would still have to say that, like, at this point, at least, from the U.S. education system, meth was a very well-known thing that will probably ruin your life upon first dosage. And so, like, trying that would be crazy. I don't know, like, if they were educated on that or anything like that. But, I mean, obviously people still do it, but that's just people being dumb at that point.
They
But
decide
like, yo, pulling up to a dealer and being like, yeah, nah, I don't have any weed, but you can try something else is insane, bro. You don't know what's in that junk. That's coming from like just a basic level
to
of
buy
like
weed.
of survival skills. Just saying like, yeah, we ain't got weed, but hey, we got whatever else. Like, no, dude, what? What do you mean whatever else? That's just a recipe for bad stuff.
From an acquaintance for 80 euros, but the dealer doesn't have any left. Instead, he offers them a choice. They can keep their 80 euros or use it to try something else. Crystal meth.
We tried the crystal without thinking about it. I thought it was funny and just took it for fun.
Heck no, man.
It won't be the last time.
We did it again the next weekend, and then regularly, every other weekend, and then daily. We started out snorting it, but it really burns your nose. And at first that was still manageable, but after a while it got so painful that we had to find other ways to get our fix. So we
What?
smoked it, we drank it, parachuted it.
Parachuting.
They were drinking meth,
smoked
bro?
it, we drank it, parachuted it.
What is
Parachuting a
parachuting?
drug involves wrapping it in thin paper and swallowing it. Over
What?
time, the drug's effect involves wrapping it in thin paper and swallowing it.
Parachuting crystal meth is insane. What? You're just eating rocks at that point? You're just deep throating meth? What? Hello?
Over time, the drug's effects get weaker and weaker. Dominic is developing a tolerance.
After a while, the effect wasn't the same. My body was too used to it. The only thing left was injecting it to get the most out of the drug. It's almost the way to get the most bang for your buck.
Intravenous use involves dissolving the meth in water and injecting it with a needle straight into the veins. At this point, Dominic is 15 years old.
I gave myself an injection, and as soon as I pulled up the syringe, my body was already thrilled. As soon as I felt it course through my veins, my mind went. You know, you jump up, you're wide awake, you're immediately on the go, you're outgoing, you're chatty. This feeling was just, you just feel great.
A whole
You're
different
active
person.
and, like you could move mountains.
Dominic tells us this first injection was the best high of his life.
Thanks to the drug, I didn't feel alone. And with these people, I never felt excluded. I was never alone.
Dang, man. That's how it's cooked, man. Getting a community in the drug community is so cooked. It's that sense of community that really really makes it feel like home for a lot of people, and that's an unfortunate part.
It's 1938. The pharmaceutical company Temmler introduces the drug Pervitin to the German market, available
Pervitin?
without a prescription. It
What is
contains
it?
a novel substance, methamphetamine,
Methamphetamine?
the active ingredient of crystal meth.
Wait, what time was it? What year
It's
was it?
1938.
Oh,
The
1938. That's
pharmaceutical
what I thought. I was like, I
company
hear like
introduces
swing
the
music
drug
in the back.
Pervitin to the German market, available without a prescription. It contains a novel substance, methamphetamine.
Yeah, meth. That was
the
running
active
crazy.
ingredient of crystal meth.
Wasn't Hitler
Pervitin
doing
is
meth and
marketed
giving it
as
to
a
the
stimulant,
Nazis?
a wake-up pill. It quickly becomes a bestseller.
Isn't
in
that what was
Germany.
happening?
Was möchten Sie in den Kaffee? Milchzucker?
They were like mixing it into coffee and stuff too, or was that cocaine?
A candy company even launches chocolates that
excuse me.
contain Pervitin. They're
That's
set
crazy,
up with
bro.
so-called housewife depression.
Housewife
3 to 9
depression?
chocolates a day are set to
Meth
be the
chocolate, bro.
9 chocolates contain about the same amount of methamphetamine as is needed for an average meth high. It's not long until the Nazis start using Pervitin.
Okay, it
By the
was. Yeah, yeah,
1939
yeah.
invasion of Poland,
Okay,
they'd
W
already
ball
used it
knowledge.
millions of times. It's a miracle drug for the Blitzkrieg. Fear, hunger, fatigue all fade away on meth. Soldiers are more aggressive in combat. But soon, the drug's side effects become impossible
W
to
ball
ignore.
knowledge.
Auf Pervitin
Get
gingen
these
deutsche
dudes out of here,
Soldaten
man.
über ihre
They're
Grenzen.
doing the what's it called, the Hody Jones, bro. That's what Hody Jones had, bro. He was with the fishman meth, bro. When he kept shooting up to try to clap everyone. Nah.
Bis sie einfach zusammenbrachen. Die Wirkung reichte nicht mehr aus und sie erfroren im Schlaf.
Sie verloren ihren Instinkt für Gefahr, vor allem auch durch Unterkühlung.
In 1941, Pervitin becomes prescription only. Still, it remains widely accessible. After the Second
Still?
World War, doctors in both East and West Germany continued to prescribe it as a stimulant and pick-me-up. Athletes use it for performance enhancement.
That's gotta be
In the
illegal.
1970s, the UN classifies methamphetamine as a Schedule II drug, which outlaws its unauthorized production and sale. Its usage declines throughout Europe. In Germany, Pervitin remains on the market until 1988, when medical use of meth becomes illegal. Nowadays, the street name for illegally cooked meth is often still Pervitin. Soon, a black market emerges. Small.
That's one of the reasons I'm glad I'm one of those people that's just like, hey, if I can't get it from like eating well and exercising and taking care of my brain, bro, it's probably not worth it. I'm gonna be so honest with you, it's probably not worth it.
Meth labs start producing crystal meth themselves, mostly in the US and Eastern Europe. And by the 1990s, illegally
That goes for whatever substance it is.
meth finds its way from Eastern Europe to the rest of the continent. Every addiction has an origin story. Ashley's starts at age 20.
I was having some financial difficulties at the time, and I have a daughter. I had her father take care of her until I could sort out my money problems, but I haven't gotten her back since. That was a turning point for me when I said to myself, I need to get on a different track.
Ashley also wishes to remain anonymous, so we've changed her name. She first comes into contact with meth through her sister.
My
Dang,
sister's
man.
been using it basically her whole life, and at
Dang,
one point she
how?
took me along with her. She started at about 13, so really, really early.
Dang.
At first, it wasn't that much. I'd say I did a line every couple of days.
A line
maybe
every
every
couple
other
of
day.
days.
And it works.
Maybe
Well,
every
sort
other
of.
day.
Meth
How?
distracts her, takes her mind off things.
For
How
one
is
thing,
she-
it keeps you wide awake.
How is she safe doing that? I thought it shuts you down like super quickly.
One time I was taking it and I didn't sleep for a whole week.
Hmm?
And it still
Whoa, she didn't sleep for a whole week? Yeah, because that's what the Blitzkrieg dudes were on. They were on the, they were super heavy taking that Pervitin, bro. They were like, we were watching.
made me feel even more energetic. It was mostly that I just didn't feel anything anymore. I didn't care about anything. And after a point, it was really often. I was definitely using at least a gram a day. By then, I honestly didn't care anymore.
Gram a day.
Meth begins to take up more and more space in Dominic's life.
Everyone only cared about the drug. That's how it went. You're focused, you're inventive. It's insane. Staying up night after night, doing this and that, and it just keeps going on and on and on.
What were they doing
I spent
while they were
everything
awake?
I had on it, poured all my money into using, sometimes several hundred euros in a day.
In my case, I had a good relationship with my dealer. I only paid 25 euros a gram, which just made me use even more.
As Dominic's meth use increases, he needs new ways to get his fix.
It's probably super easy to produce too. That's the thing. Like with this, it's probably super easy to produce at this point in time because you can probably just get it regularly.
First, I just bought it from a dealer, or somebody went to get it for me. By
Or
the time
just,
I was
like,
16,
create
it
it
didn't work anymore. I
Through
was
like
using
basic
way
raw
more than I could
materials, I
afford.
think.
Started driving to the Czech Republic to pick up there.
The
The
strongholds,
exact
bro.
production cost of a gram of meth is hard to pin down.
What's
But
that?
in Czechia, the hub of Europe's meth production, you can get it for as little as 10 to 20 euros. Czech authorities
Per gram?
report that around 6.5 tons of crystal meth are produced in the country each year. In 2022 alone, police shut down more than 200 illegal meth labs. The country does not only lead in production, it also has some of the highest consumption rates in Europe. Producing meth requires both the right equipment and expertise in chemistry. In Czechia, a country with a strong pharmaceutical industry, you can easily find both. Every meth cook
Makes
also
sense.
needs ephedrine, the base ingredient used to make methamphetamine. In Czechia, ephedrine is tightly regulated because of the meth trade. But just
Okay.
across the border in Poland,
Poland, it's
ephedrine-based
not.
medications such as cold medicine can be bought in bulk over the counter. That's where many Czech
So that's
meth
where they
cooks
get it.
source their supply. Meth cooked in Czechia easily makes its way into Germany. Smuggling it across the border is a lucrative
So they just pass it down.
business.
They're gonna have to come together. It's got to be a UN-wide thing. because like at this level, it's basically not even regulated at this point. Because like if all the base ingredients are neighbors and it's like easily accessible, it's basically not even regulated.
Whether through big dealers or in countless small shipments.
Hier in Sachsen und in Ostbayern wird sehr viel über sogenannten Ameisenhandel importiert.
Smurfing?
Ameisenhandel heißt, dass sehr, sehr viele einzelne Personen in
This
kleinen
cannot be.
Risiko über die Grenze
This
ziehen.
not be.
Und
This cannot be the second coming of smurfing, bro. What? No way.
die Polizei kaum eine Chance hat oder der Zoll dem habhaft zu werden.
There I was taken along by older guys. We called them old junkies who were basically just there to do the driving. And of course, there's the check dealers. You just go to any pickup spot and they'll be there. But I also drove right into the country and picked it up directly from the lab. We swallowed it, packed it into little parachutes, and smuggled it over the border in our bodies.
According to Czech police, in 2014, about 1/3 of Czech meth ended up in Germany. Recent analyses show that methamphetamine residues in the wastewater of East German cities are especially high. We asked Ashley and Dominic, how long does it take to get meth where they live?
I'd say maybe half an hour. I wouldn't say longer than that.
I'd say it doesn't even take 5 minutes.
Half an hour is crazy.
In
What?
Zwickau, Dresden, Leipzig, the scene is well established there. You can just tell. You know exactly where to go.
According to Saxon government officials, meth use in the state isn't increasing, but it's plateaued at a very high level. To understand how underground markets work, many moving parts have to come together. The bigger story emerges through collaboration among research institutions, governments, journalists, and above all, the voices of those directly affected. We're grateful to the brave individuals who have shared their stories with us and for the sponsors who make our investigations possible. This video is brought to you by AnyDesk, a
AnyDesk.
powerful tool for seamless collaboration. We like remittance out of your systems whenever.
Yeah. Just got worse and worse.
It's 2014. By now, Dominic is a legal adult. He's been using meth regularly for several years. No job, no university. He's no longer following conventional life paths.
What does he
He's
do though?
firmly in the
Is he a
grip of
dealer?
Addiction. And
Is
it
he a
costs
dealer?
him several thousand euros per month. That level of consumption needs to be financed somehow.
Criminal? He got it out
In
the
my circle,
streets?
for sure. Through petty crime, individual
Out the blood?
offenses, group efforts, I got myself into a lot of trouble with the law.
The more meth he uses, the more crimes he commits.
I started out shoplifting, and let's just say I ended up in much bigger trouble. It just got worse and worse.
So bad, he wound up in prison.
How long?
Muss ich immer so um die Ecke gucken.
I'm guessing this isn't the end of the story, right? So he
This
got
is
out
Dr.
probably, right?
Stefan Mühleck. He's a professor of clinical psychology, an addiction researcher, and works with meth users.
Ja, wie sich das anfühlt, das kann ich Ihnen jetzt nur beschreiben aus den Berichten meiner Patienten.
He explains
he
to
never
us
done it.
why
Okay, I thought he was
methamphetamine
doing
is
it.
so addictive.
I thought he was
dass
about. I
vor
thought
allem
he
beim
tried it.
allerersten Konsum her ein erheblicher sogenannter Kick entsteht, also ein
Explosive.
explosionsartiger Rauschzustand.
Methamphetamine floods the brain with dopamine, the chemical that regulates lust, motivation, and your brain's reward system. It's often nicknamed the feel-good hormone.
Yep.
On average,
The
an orgasm
dopamine
triggers
rush.
an 80% increase in dopamine release.
Im
80%.
Vergleich dazu steigt die Dopaminausschüttung bei einem Kokainkonsum, wenn man in nasal
So what is
betreibt, zum
cocaine?
Beispiel um 200
Whoa,
bis 400%. Bei Crystal
300%?
Meth aber um
Whoa,
1400%.
14?
In other words, a single hit of meth can release
Whoa.
17 times more of the pleasure hormone than an orgasm.
That's like 17
Kann man sich ungefähr
orgasms?
die Dimension
That's
vorstellen,
crazy.
wie stark dieser Kick ist und wie unvergesslich ein solcher
Whoa.
Zustand ist schon beim allerersten
That's why people
Konsum.
just be getting
Dann
clapped from it. Okay, that makes like that's like one of the best comparisons I've ever seen from it, if that makes any sense. Because you know how like the body is wired. That's supposed to be like one of the things that's like, hey, this is like peak dopamine levels, and you just take something that artificially inflates the peak dopamine levels to 17 times that. I can easily see how that would be addictive. That's a
Die
very
Person
good
sich dann immer
comparison.
wieder nach diesem ursprünglichen Zustand zurück oder nach diesem sehr starken positiven
Yeah, they
Rauschzustand.
were feeling
The
crazy
first
after
time
that.
someone tries meth is enough to lay the foundation for addiction. How quickly
Yeah,
that risk
that
turns
makes
into
sense.
full-blown addiction depends on how the drug is consumed.
What's
In
that?
simple terms, the faster meth reaches the brain, the higher the risk of addiction. Swallowing it takes about 20 minutes for the effects to kick in. Smoking
Oh,
it
so the
takes only
people that took the slow route to getting it probably aren't as strongly addicted in the beginning as the people who just straight up injected it into their bloodstream. That's probably what it's about to explain, right?
5 to 7 seconds. The same goes for injection. Once the high wears off, what follows is a brutal crash.
Der Entzugszustand ist sozusagen das
Withdrawal.
Spiegelbildliche dessen, was man im Rauschzustand erlebt. Also man ist langsam, schlapp, ausgepumpt, energielos, down, depressiv.
Dominic and Ashley each find their own way to endure withdrawal symptoms.
I slept for a week, only waking up a few times to drink something. What I remember is constantly breaking into sweats and having heart and circulation problems from not hydrating enough.
I can only say from my own experience that you just get very tired or you sleep a lot. During that time, I was also severely underweight. Sometimes I didn't eat at all, only when I'd come down a bit.
Die körperliche Abhängigkeit, die ebenfalls entstehen kann, ist dann, dass der Körper sich an diese externe Zufuhr von der Droge gewöhnt und ohne gar nicht mehr funktionieren kann.
Withdrawal can feel so miserable that it seems only one thing can help: getting high again. A vicious cycle. Regular
Here we
long-term
go.
use of methamphetamine can lead to serious health problems, including
Yeah, I
depression, heart attacks, and epilepsy.
Bei Crystal ist es
That's
eher
it?
so, dass es zu kognitiven Beeinträchtigungen auf Dauer kommt.
I feel like
Konzentrations-,
I
Aufmerksamkeitsprobleme,
remember it being way worse than that.
Gedächtnisprobleme.
Can't people just outright die from it?
Vor allem die Aufmerksamkeitsspanne ist stark eingeschränkt im Dauergebrauch, also nach
Like
Dauergebrauch.
on
The
use?
body deteriorates, poor skin, severe weight loss, bad teeth. Over time,
Yeah,
meth
like that.
damages organs and causes brain
Okay, there we
damage.
go. There
Das
we
ist
go.
auch ganz, ganz wichtig zu wissen.
That's
Diese
what I was
Substanzen
remembering.
Mit Amphetamin, aber auch Amphetamin und Kokain können auf Dauer psychotisch machen.
Mm.
Und die Psychosen sind sozusagen die schlimmsten psychischen Störungen. Das sind die, die mit Wahn, Halluzinationen zu tun haben.
Here's a map of all the meth labs that were shut down in Europe between 2018 and 2020. It's clear here that Czechia is a major stronghold in Europe. In Germany, Bavaria and the East are most
Czechia.
affected. But further west, you can see that the Netherlands, Belgium, Norway and Sweden are also established meth hotspots. Large amounts of crystal
Well,
meth
Sweden
in the
only
EU
looked like it
now
had two
come from
places.
the Netherlands or Mexico.
Mexico?
It's believed that Mexican drug cartels drive a lot of this traffic, using
has
their
to be, right?
expertise to cook meth in Dutch and Belgian labs, while precursor chemicals are smuggled into Europe from China.
From China?
By now, the drug is firmly entrenched throughout Europe, and it shows no signs of disappearing anytime soon. Traffickers exploit international trade routes, airplanes, cargo ships, trucks. If one route gets shut down, another opens up. Occasionally, authorities report successes
The hopeless
against drug
battle
traffickers,
against drugs.
but the larger battle is widely considered unwinnable.
Drug
Between 2010
mafia.
and 2020, the quantity of confiscated methamphetamine increased nearly sixfold in the EU.
Dang.
One researcher
Six
in the European
times?
Union Drugs Agency warns that currently there are indications
Joao
of increased
Matthias.
methamphetamine use all throughout Europe. Wastewater analysis confirms an increase of consumption in many European countries.
Last stop, psych ward. Whew.
Fast forward to 2023. Ashley's been using crystal meth for 2 years now. She's been homeless at times and has
Dang,
given up
man.
custody of her daughter. She's lost contact with family and former friends. Today, she's using meth again. But this time, something's different.
What's that?
She feels unwell and realizes she can't properly talk.
After using, I wasn't in control of myself. I struggled to speak. I knew what I wanted to say,
Whoa.
but I couldn't get the words out. Instead, I just sat there,
Whoa.
staring into nothing.
She calls an ambulance. Shortly after, she's admitted into a psychiatric hospital.
Whoa.
That
That's
in and
scary.
of itself was a reason to quit, but then I found out I was pregnant, and that was the real reason.
Whoa. She's pregnant? Yo. And you know it was probably by another like meth addict too. Dang, man. Last resort. Yo, forearm
People
rats.
struggling with addiction have various ways to find support. Often the first points of contact are
AA.
community outreach volunteers or social workers. They help users with everyday struggles like finding
Now
a place
social
to
workers
live.
are lit.
But just as importantly, they support young people in taking the difficult steps out of addiction. By 2021, Dominic reached a breaking point.
I noticed suicidal behavior in myself, deliberately
Whoa.
giving myself overdoses. Other
Whoa.
problems added to it as well. Physically, I could feel it. Either I kept going with the drugs and I would probably die soon, or I changed something, and I wanted to change.
He decides to start addiction therapy.
Whoa. The battle with addiction.
Beating a crystal meth addiction usually
Yeah,
means
man,
facing
addiction
a
is
long
a
and
nasty-
difficult journey.
Die
Is
Idee,
nasty
ja,
work,
doch
bro.
einfach auf, greift da schlicht zu kurz und wird dem Problem nicht gerecht. Die betroffenen Personen würden ja gerne aufhören. Manche würden ihren rechten Arm dafür hergeben, von der
Yeah,
Droge
I
loszukommen,
bet.
aber sie schaffen es nicht, weil die Sucht eben eine ungeheure Macht über sie hat.
The first step is withdrawal. It takes about 4 to 6 weeks for the body to overcome a physical dependence. Afterwards, therapy can begin. We travel to a rehab center close to the Czech border to understand how it all works. This is Uwe Wicher. He runs the clinic.
Wir sind eine Fachklinik zur Rehabilitation
Was he a
von
former user himself?
Abhängigkeitserkrankungen und haben uns auf Menschen spezialisiert, die von illegalen Drogen oder Cannabis abhängig sind. Wenn jemand zu uns kommt und Therapie macht,
Cannabis.
ist die Regelbehandlungsdauer 6 Monate. Wer im Haus konsumiert oder Drogen ins Haus bringt, für den ist die Therapie von unserer Seite aus.
Oh, yo, we
Addiction
end
therapy
therapy.
in Wicher's clinic takes place in 3 successive phases. An orientation phase, an intensive phase, and a reintegration phase. After physical detox, the therapy focuses on building awareness of the patterns that led someone to use the drug. Patients work on strategies to cope with difficult emotions and triggers.
Yeah.
At the same time, they are prepared for life after rehab. It's not only about getting clean, but also about staying clean.
Yeah, because if you don't
For
replace,
starters-
like, if you don't replace what was the reason that led them to that, then they're just gonna keep going back to it, unless they have another reason, or another way of like dealing with whatever they were trying to escape. They're just gonna keep going back to it.
This means leaving your old life behind.
Um dort wirklich von der Droge wegzukommen, musst du dieses Umfeld verlassen.
Ja.
So, und die Frage, die man sich auch stellen muss, sind denn das wirklich Freunde, die man dort hat? Oder besteht die Freundschaft oder ist die überhaupt erst dadurch entstanden, dass man gemeinsam konsumiert, vielleicht auch gemeinsam kriminelle Machenschaften an den Tag legt?
It's
Probably-
also about developing
probably a
whole
mix
new
of both.
perspective on life.
Because like that shared experience also did create kind of like a bond, I would say. Probably like some sort of emotional bond. So I would say probably a little bit of both, but like friendship is a friendship based in degeneracy, I feel like, which is still a valid friendship, just not good for you, or either not good for anybody, for real.
Perspektiven, die Sinn geben, denn Sinn ist wichtig, um auch abstinent sein zu wollen.
Yeah,
And
you need
patients have
purpose
to
for real.
prepare for difficult phases ahead.
Also in jeder Lebenslage, wo es ihm nicht gut geht oder man sich auch langweilt, kommt dieses ganz automatisch dieses
Yep.
Bedürfnis, jetzt möchte ich eigentlich wieder drauf sein. Dieser
They're just like,
Erinnerungsdrang,
this sucks. I
Suchtgedächtnis
want to go,
versprechen.
yeah.
Addiction memory can be treacherous. The danger of relapse lurks everywhere, even in places where you would least expect it.
When your priest is a drug
It's
dealer is
2014.
crazy. What?
Dominic's been in prison for over a year and a half. You might think he's long
Whoa.
gone through detox. Think again.
He hasn't?
In fact,
been a
there
year?
are both officers and inmates who smuggle it in, either through visits or through the officers themselves, depending on what the officer.
So they're
earns for it.
crooked?
In my
They're
prison,
so
it was basically
crooked.
the norm. You could almost say that there were more drugs inside the prison than outside.
In prisons
Whoa.
across Europe, it's clear inmates are routinely getting high. Drugs are regularly found and seized by authorities and show up in urine tests. Supplying a closed-off prison population with drugs may present dealers with added logistical challenges, but the demand is high. Drugs sold in prisons sometimes fetch 4 times the profits than those sold on the outside.
Makes sense because it's riskier
Beyond visitors
business.
and prison officers, Dominic also tells us about others you might not normally associate with crystal meth.
Another common way to get drugs is through the prison's priest. He brings in a lot of substances.
Prison's priest,
We were
bro.
also not able to independently verify
There
these
we go.
claims.
People hiding
We
behind
reached out to
religion and
sex
doing
justice
crazy again.
authorities, but received no
And
response.
it almost
Dominic
never
also
fails.
tells us that even outside prison, some police officers will
Just
turn a
moving
blind eye.
crazy behind a cross, bro. They'll say whatever. They'll do whatever, bro. Just throw a cross behind it, and they automatically be like, "Oh, I'm absolved." Crazy.
Crystal meth.
I never once got reported for meth possession. They never filed charges. When I'd be sitting with my dealers, sometimes cops would come in to pick up their own stuff. And we'd know about raids.
Cops
ahead of
would come
time.
in to
We'd
get their
the heads
own?
up a day or so before a raid,
It's cooked.
so we had time to stash stuff away.
We were also not able to independently verify these claims. Prison guards,
That's so
priests, even police officers.
Who's
Dominic's
not on it,
accounts,
bro?
if true, show just how
Who's
deep
not on it at this
methamphetamine
point?
has penetrated all layers of society.
At this point, they probably had government officials doing it.
Methamphetamine has a certain reputation.
Da klebt so ein anderes Etikett dran. Ne? Da klebt eben dran, das ist die ostdeutsche Unterschichtsdroge.
Low
The
caste
more
drug.
experts we spoke with, the more complexity we found. Meth is used not only by marginalized communities impacted by poverty, but Europeans from all walks of life.
Also wenn wir uns unsere Klienten und Patienten angucken, dann kommen die aus ganz unterschiedlichen gesellschaftlichen Gruppen und Verhältnissen.
According to Dr. Mühlig, some use meth for neural enhancement. They find that meth can boost performance at university or on the job.
I bet it can.
Auch durchaus Patienten.
But that doesn't mean it's sustainable. Yeah, I bet it can. Adrenaline can boost performance too. But you can't always be hopped up on adrenaline. Body can't take it.
höheren Statusgruppen wie Managern, Bankern, Investmentbankern, die ihre Quoten erfüllen müssen. Auch
the
Wissenschaftler
quotas.
manchmal dabei, also wirklich auch
Civil servants were on meth?
Ja, der Bauer wird oft
They had
genannt.
the social workers?
They have to do a lot of
Whoa, the
repetitive
farmers?
tasks, like sitting for hours on a tractor plowing the fields.
I can see the farmers, why the farmers do it. Because they be getting tired on the field. They be like, and then they're like, oh, just take some meth, and they be out there plowing. But that's down bad.
der LKW
Yeah,
fahren
truck
sich
drivers, yeah.
Man möchte gar nicht dran denken, dass da
We're
welche
getting
auf diesen
fatigued,
Meth
man.
unterwegs sind.
Then there's the classic party context where meth is used like ecstasy or cocaine. There's also a pretty sealed
Party
scene
meth is
called
crazy.
chemsex. These are groups where people meet in closed circles for sex parties.
Das ist eine Droge, die mehr
Oh,
als
okay.
andere Drogen das
What's even the point?
Lust empfinden.
Hold on. If I'm being for real, what's even the point? Like, you already blew it, I feel like, at that point. If they said that, like, they said that orgasms increase dopamine output by like 80%, right? So if we're going by that metric, and meth increases is like 17 times that, why are you even doing the other stuff? Like, at that point, isn't it just negligible? You're just doing it just to do it. Like, I'm pretty sure there's diminishing return on that, no? On like the amount of like dopamine you're getting. Clearly, I have no experience with that, so I wouldn't know. But like, I guess they're doing it for something.
Steigert, also sehr stark sexualisiert, die Hemmschwelle
okay.
senkt, das Lustempfinden
Oh, it
steigert.
intensifies
The
it.
strongly
Okay,
sexualizing
that makes
effect
sense
of meth
then.
comes with a whole host of other problems, particularly for female users.
Crazy.
Was in Sachsen uns sehr große Kopfschmerzen bereitet hat, nämlich dass auch überproportional
Of
viele
female
ungewollte
meth use,
Schwangerschaften
unintended
entstehen.
pregnancies.
It's not
They just be
uncommon for
busting
female
inside.
meth users to keep using while pregnant. This
Mm.
can lead to prenatal damage and neonatal impairments. The fetus can be severely harmed and born with limitations or sometimes serious disabilities.
That is messed up.
Of the 35,000 children born in Saxony in 2015, 160 to 180 were diagnosed with damage caused by the drug.
Whoa.
And these are just the reported cases. The undiagnosed number may be even higher.
Whoa.
Das ist natürlich nochmal ein ganz schlimmer Folgeeffekt sozusagen der Verbreitung von Crystal.
Yeah, man.
When
That's
Ashley
not
finds
good.
out she's pregnant, it's a huge wake-up call.
Yeah,
It
she gotta get
changes
off it.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that
I'm
was really
glad
the
she
turning
just
point.
decided
When
to
I found out
change.
I was pregnant, I didn't want to keep going. I
Mm-hmm.
knew I would be harming my child, and that was the moment I said it's now or never.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I'm glad, man.
My boyfriend
That's
supported
a
me.
W on
He
her.
said I could go to therapy, and I would have done it, but ultimately I overcame my addiction without. The
Oh,
pregnancy
wow.
gave me so much strength.
She
I
had
could handle
motivation.
all of it and take care of my daughter. That was
That's
easy
dope.
for me in the end.
W her, man.
Ashley managed to quit meth without addiction therapy. She
W
gave
her.
birth to a healthy baby, who she tells
Heck
us
yeah.
is developing well.
Nice. Aw. Okay.
Both Dominic and
So what's
Ashley
next?
have left meth behind and are leading
Mhm.
lives free from the drug.
Und
Yeah.
wenn man mit den Patienten redet, ja, sagen fast alle, hätte ich es bloß gelassen. Also niemand
Wish you'd never tried
steht
it.
dazu. Oder würde im Rückblick sagen, ich finde es gut, diesen Preis zu zahlen. Das war
Yeah, they
angemessen.
say it's not worth it.
Der Preis
How
ist viel
can
zu
it
hoch
be?
für das bisschen Vergnügen, was man für eine
Yeah, how can it be,
relativ
bro?
kurze
Like that
Zeit
junk is instant and it's probably over within like the day or like the week, right? How could it be worth it? Because after that, you're just cooked. Like for a long time.
eigentlich hatte.
Keine Ahnung, würdest du
Unless you can
jetzt,
get
wo du
off
das
it.
alles durchgemacht hast, würdest du nochmal anfangen?
Never again. Never, ever again.
Their stories
W
show
her,
that
man.
the journey to recovery is absolutely worthwhile.
Mm.
I believe anyone can quit. But of course, you have to find the will to
W.
do it within
Ashley.
yourself.
Also das
Mhm.
Fazit ist, dass man vielleicht beharrlich sein muss, dass man mehrere Anläufe braucht, öfter, dass aber
Mm.
am Ende das jeder schaffen kann, auch wieder loszukommen. Mit professioneller Hilfe,
Yeah.
mit Eigenmotivation.
Yeah, you need a
Und irgendwann
reason.
ist der Tag gekommen, wo man auch wieder ohne die Droge leben kann.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone struggling with methamphetamine addiction can seek support from friends and family, from community outreach workers, or through
Nice.
local addiction counseling services. Links to online resources can be found in the description.
Nice.
When I look back to the time I was using, my world was so gray. Since I stopped
I
using,
bet.
my world is full of color again. I
Nice.
enjoy life again. I can enjoy the small things, like when an old
Man,
lady
we love to
smiles
see
at
that,
me.
man.
You can appreciate these things way more if you don't use.
100%, man. Like, life without that stuff has to be great. Once your dopamine, like, receptors aren't cooked and you're just, like, you're able to enjoy, like, normal stuff, man. I know that has to feel great. Like, for sure. Because, that's, like, one thing with, like, our generation with, like, the pornography addiction and stuff like that. Like, people's dopamine receptors, they're getting super cooked. Like, I don't even know, like, what the actual, like, percentage increase, the way they showed it with how it was with, like, cocaine versus meth versus an orgasm, like how it is with pornography. But, like, it's definitely a similar effect for sure, and that's concerning. Big problems. But yeah, hey, that's gonna be the video. Hope y'all liked it. Hope we can get in some more of these a little bit later. But that's gonna be me. That's gonna be you. That's gonna be Fern. That's gonna be Meth. And not doing it, obviously. We out of here. Bye.